Good morning. Good morning. Today we're going to be taking a look at XRP, some Bitcoin, some XRP dominance, and the Sigma coin. So, all right, we've had some corrections occur through the price action that we were looking at yesterday. So, basically, long story short, we had a very impulsive break and a cross over some levels that we were anticipating. And I believe this is now ultimately, along with Bitcoin's breaking out into a new all-time high, playing out to giving us a different pattern than what we were originally expecting, and some potential squeeze before we end up having to eventually maybe come back down to these gaps later. So these might be something that we end up doing later based off of the price action here at these highs. So let's dive into it real quick here. So going into its shorter time frame, we're going to be taking a look at what we were anticipating, which was this larger ABC, and then what we actually ended up getting. So what I can see at this point, when we're kind of looking through this price action, is we have this corrective move down, which started our leg where we said, okay, great, we're moving through here. And then we had a huge high take back, and then this larger breakdown. So the way I'm now actually looking at this overall structure, because there's two paths that we can kind of go, is rather than the continuation of a breakdown, which we'll be monitoring this price action to see, I'm thinking this is instead of flat, and we're now actually impulsively moving out of here based off of this price action from yesterday. So primarily what this would mean is that we actually did, through this correction here, a 5-wave down, and then a 3-wave down, and then we ended up doing a flat structure where we did a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this last leg is a wave 1, 2, and then here we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 5 for a 5-wave down move completion of a larger ABC degree. Excuse me. And now we're working off of this low, and this looks extremely impulsive to me. So we have no corrections in the middle, and we have our basic wave 1, wave 2. This would be our wave 3, 4, and 5. So very impulsive breakout. And now in this region, we have come down to about 50% of the way, and we've hit this +1 deviation fib. We're kind of front running that 618. And so this may be good enough for us to move through and complete a larger move to the upside. And this corresponds with Bitcoin, yet again, breaking into last night a new all-time high with a series of continual higher lows. And you would have the same thing here for XRP, where you have a series of continual, ultimately higher lows here, right, off of each of these levels. So this is leading me to believe that these gaps down here that we were anticipating may in fact come back later for closing rather than right now. And so that is potentially still on the table if we roll over, but right now this is what I'm thinking this is for later, not for now. And what we really want to watch for this is the invalidation level. So the invalidation level now at this point has moved down to here. And if we lose this level, then that would mean that this impulsive run is over. And this was some kind of, again, I can't see it, but this was some kind of corrective move to the downside here. And this was a ABC, and then we would continue our larger ABC move down. But at this point, this is just so impulsive looking. I mean, you just can't deny it, along with the fact that you've got Bitcoin breaking into new highs. So for me, basically at this point, like I said, any dips are for buying. We're looking for the bullish trend. So I did reaccumulate spot down here and was able to now run this direction. And then I did attempt for a quick short, closed out the short, attempted for a quick long, ended up getting stopped back out. So now I'm re-looking to engage along somewhere in this region. And again, remember a wave 2 correction, which this could be, as long as we set the higher low, and we could take back the entire move. So as long as this is somewhere in here, we're okay. And as of right now, I'm kind of looking at the super zoomed in price action as being we're looking for an ABC, right? So we've got a 5-wave move to the downside, ABC up, and this might be just a quick little wick down to give us this larger ABC wave down here, closing this local gap that we have here on the left, getting us back down to the 786. And then we can actually start getting out of here. So the trade I'm going to be doing now for the long, because I've flipped bias, is that if we see this 297 range, I'm going to attempt for a long. If we get it, great. If we don't, then I will close out down here. And this is where the invalidation line is. And if this continues, then we'll just come back to these gaps at a later point. But as of right now, this would be a completion of a flat and then 5-wave move off the lows. I mean, again, you cannot deny that it looks like freaking 5 waves. So that is what's changed since yesterday. And so with that, that's a huge confluence. We also have certain behaviors of other charts that I've been watching. So for example, we have Sologenic has come down and completely closed the gap to the left-hand side. So you can see that we had this large volume gap right here in price action. And now we're just waiting for this to start breaking out again for this next leg after a rising wedge kind of pattern came into play. We'll monitor this. If we start losing more lower levels, then this could mean that we're taking even more of this region back. So we'll watch that. But as of right now, the anticipation is that this gap is closed and we can start working our way out of here. And so yes, we've got, and then Sigma coin has also hit the lows, bounced, reclaimed the lows, and is now grinding its way out of here as it's beginning its accumulation mode yet again to push higher into the whole thing. So yeah, so Sigma's looking good. We just had this large wedge pattern, a deviation down. We're moving back into the deviation. This is something that can happen with wedges, and also you would think of that as the Wyckoff spring. And now we're moving back into this region, and if this continues and we get back in there, then we can start working impulsively to the upside. So the fact that I'm saying this work its bottom structure, the fact that Sologenic is bottomed out and closed this entire gap on the left-hand side, again, watching if we can go lower. And then you have the fact that XRP has completed a very clear impulsive move up to the upside with this small gap right here that may get claimed. So I'm going to kind of just start laddering I'm going to actually buy this whole region here and then stop out if we start losing this low. So we're just going to watch it. But Bitcoin's price action, I mean, just absolutely insane, where it's just not giving any opportunity for entry and you're continually seeing grind higher. So yes, that's basically how I'm looking at the overall market this morning. And so we have our levels, which is that if we see XRP work to get below the price action of the origin of this what could be impulsive structure, then this taking us down below 293.92. If we see that, then we know that we've basically started rolling over, and that continuation of this larger ABC is in play. And the structure just may be larger than I'm looking at, but based off the balance and everything else, I think a quick 1-2 flat, a impulsive breakout, a correction, and another breakout is what's in the cards. And then these gaps down here are for later once we get to the top of the range, which would take us in the $4 to $5 range. So yes, that's ultimately what I'm watching here at the short time frames. And we will continue to monitor and check it out throughout the day. And really, Bitcoin is the key. If it can grind back up and continue, I think people are going to go, oh, okay, I see now. Prior, new all-time high, ABC correction, 1-2, and this could just be your parabolic wave 3, and it just keeps going. So, all right, thanks so much for watching, and we'll check in tomorrow.